naka-record na ako. Okay, so our topic for this morning is about handling of fresh or wet aquatic products. So, first and foremost, let's have a background check first. Accordingly, fish and other aquatic products are among the world's most perishable commodities. That means mabilis lang mabulok yung isda. So spoilage in aquatic products begins soon after death. So wala namang nabubulok na buhay pa ang isda. So fresh pa yung tawag doon. But the moment it dies, doon na papasok yung spoilage. So following the death of fish, the blood circulation stops, which results in a series of changes within muscle. So ano-ano yung mga series of changes na nangyari? These processes result in the breakdown of protein. So when there is a breakdown of protein, yung next na mangyari is magkakaroon ng formation of hypoxanthine, trimethylamine, and other products. These are chemical processes that happens into the body of fish after it dies. So the gradual development of undesirable odors and flavors. So pag namatay yung isda, ito yung first na manonotice ninyo. Nagiging mabaho na siya, nag-iiba na yung lasa, and nagkakaroon ng softening of flesh, and it loses cellular fluid containing fat and protein. So ito yung mga processes na nangyayari sa body ng fish if it dies. Next is spoilage of fresh aquatic products. Fresh fish spoilage is mainly bacterial in nature, aided by enzymatic activity. So main factors for spoilage are bacteria and enzyme. So bacterial and enzymatic spoilage are largely temperature dependent. The higher the temperature, the faster the rate of spoilage. So the more na mas mainit yung temperature or mas malamig, mas mabilis yung spoilage. I mean, pag the more na mainit, kasi higher man, the more na mabilis yung pag-spoil ng isda. Kaya nga, di ba, ang ginagawa natin to really preserve the fish, we place it in a freezer or chiller or nilalagyan ng ice. So the rate of spoilage varies from fish to fish and can be summarized as follows. So para mas maintindihan ninyo, mas mabilis nabubulok yung isda if it's a fatty fish compared to a lean fish. Pag mas maliit yung size, mas faster yung kanyang spoilage. And cold water fish spoil faster than warm water fish. Round fish spoil faster than flat fish. So it varies from the size of the fish, from the temperature, and also ang shape. So yun din yung factors kung bakit mabilis nag-spoil yung fishes. And then bacteria. First factor for spoilage is what we call the bacteria. So what are bacteria? Accordingly, bacteria are microscopic, one-celled or organisms which are found in the environment. So, di ba, kahit saan ka pumunta, merong bacteria. So the flesh of fish is sterile. When we say sterile, free from bacteria, which means kahit saan parte ng isda, merong bacteria, even if they are alive. But numbers of bacteria are normally present saan banda. They are commonly found in the slime, in the gills, even in the guts of the fish. So the bacterial flora of freshwater fish is significantly different from the marine species. So a big number of mesophilic, ibig sabihin hindi siya masyadong salty, mesophilic gram-positive bacteria. So we have here some examples of gram-positive bacteria, such as Micrococcus, Bacillus, and Corniforms are found in freshwater fish. Kaya nga, they are mesophilic gram-positive because they are commonly found in freshwater fish. On the other hand, psychotrophic, which means they usually thrive in marine environment, are gram-negative bacteria. So examples are, we have Pseudomonas, Alteromonas, Maraxellia, Acinetobacter, Flavobacterium, Cytophaga, and Vibrio. They are predominant in marine fish. So these are the gram-positive and the gram-negative bacteria. Moreover, freshwater cultured species harbor more mesophiles than brackish water cultured species. So that's the difference between gram-positive and the gram-negative bacteria. Aside from the color, also from the environment that they thrive, freshwater and marine water. Next, reproduction and growth rates of bacteria generally increase at temperature above 4 degrees Celsius. So mas mabilis yung kanyang growth ng bacteria if ang temperature is mas mataas pa sa 4 degrees Celsius. So you could hinder the growth of the bacteria if the temperature is lower than 4 degrees Celsius, mga nasa freezing point. Ganun dapat yung kanyang temperature para hindi na mag-grow yung bacteria. And bacteria could be active even at 60 degrees Celsius. So, kung 37 nga, mainit na sa atin, di ba? How much more kung 60 degrees Celsius? So, imagine, bacteria could survive even at the 60 degrees Celsius. Not all the bacteria present in the fish are responsible for the spoilage of fish. So, hindi naman lahat nagkukos ng spoilage. In chilled fish, the most active specific spoilage organism, or we called SSO, are gram-negative psychotrophic rods such as Alteromonas, Photoryphacines, and certain Pseudomonas, Vibrio, and Aeromonas. So ito yung tinatawag nating SSO, or specific spoilage organisms. So they are under the gram-negative. Ito yung pinaka-common. However, or moreover, Shewanellia photoryphacines is a typical SSO for the aerobic chill spoilage of many fish from temperate waters. So, on the screen, you could see a dead fish. Bakit ganyan yung kanyang itsura na parang naninigas na, tapos yung body shape niya is parang curved? The very reason why it looks like that, because it undergoes rigor mortis or rigor mortis. Accordingly, it says here, bacterial spoilage does not start until the passage of rigor mortis. So what is rigor mortis, class? It is the progressive stiffening of muscle shortly after death. So yan yung nangyayari sa isda if dadaan siya ng rigor mortis. So rigor mortis usually starts from the tail, galing dito, towards the head until the whole body becomes hard and stiff. That means that the body of the fish becomes inflexible. So hindi mo na siya mabibend kasi nga nag-stiff na yung body niya. So the fish remains rigid for a period ranging from an hour to 3 days or more depending on species size, catching method, handling of fish, temperature, and the physical of the fish. So that is under bacteria. The second factor that affects the spoilage of the fish is what we call enzymes. So what is an enzyme? An enzyme are protein substances present in the muscle and in the gut of the fish that initiate or speed up chemical reactions. Kaya nga, meron tayong tinatawag na muscular enzymes and digestive enzymes. So yun yung two different kinds of enzymes because they are commonly found in the muscle and the gut or in the digestive tract of the fish. So at the death of fish, the normal regulation system ceases to function and the supply of oxygen and energy production stops. So wala nang oxygen and wala nang energy production the moment the fish dies. So the cell begins a new sequence of process characterized by the breakdown of glycogen. So ang tawag na ito is tinatawag nating glycolysis. And the second process that it undergoes is the degradation of energy-rich compounds. So two processes, when there is an enzymatic activity, we call these processes as glycolysis and degradation of energy-rich compounds. So the enzymes naturally present in intestines and in the muscle, instead of acting on the food in the gut, begin to act on the gut tissue and the surrounding tissue. So ang nangyayari doon is meron tayong tinatawag na self-breakdown or self-digestion. From the word self, that means autolysis. And when it undergoes autolysis, it results to the weakening, softening, and discoloration of fish tissues. Kaya kung nakikita nyo yung itsura ng isda na ganito, weaken na yung tissue niya, soft na masyado, nag-change yung color, ang responsible for that are enzymes. So the rate of self-digestion is dependent upon temperature and can be retarded by keeping the fish at low temperature just above the freezing point. So how do we stop the enzymatic activity? We place the fish in a low temperature above the freezing point, which is 0 degrees Celsius and negative, no? Enzymatic activity can be stopped by heating. So ito yung mga things na pwedeng gawin to stop the enzymatic activity. Pwedeng i-heat yung fish, or it can be controlled to a large degree by other methods. So, pwede mong lagyan ng salt, pwede mong i-dry yung isda, pwede mong i-fry, or i-marinate. Kaya nga, di ba, mas na-prolong yung life ng isda if it undergoes this process, salting, drying, frying, and marinating. So, class, I think we will end the session, first session, in a minute, and I've already sent to you the next link. So if mag-stop man ito, let's proceed to the next Zoom meeting. Sinend ko na sa inyong messenger. So there are two different kinds of enzymes. We have muscle enzymes and their activity. So for muscle enzyme, accordingly, says here, fish has lower glycogen than mammals. And because of that, yung post-mortem pH is higher compared to the mammals. So what is glycogen, class? Glycogen is a molecule that functions as the secondary long-term energy storage. It is made primarily by the liver and the muscles. So that is glycogen. So muscle enzymes renders meat to microbial attack. So pag ito active to ang muscle enzyme, mas mataas yung tendency na magkaroon ng microbial attack. Glycolysis continue under anaerobic condition, which means no presence of oxygen already in the body. That means dead na yung fish.